Welcome back. In the spirit of the International Day for Women, we are going to be discussing something quite interesting, especially as it relates to women. We have with us via Zoom this morning the Commissioner for Women Affairs in Anambra State. I think she has joined us. Her name is Honorable Chief Ife Obinabo. She's a Commissioner for Women and Gender Affairs in Anambra State. Good to have you. Good morning, madam. Good morning. I don't know if I could get your audio. Maybe you could unmute if you are already unmuted. Can you speak up a little bit? Good morning, madam.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's clear now.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to start with culture and tradition because, again, like it or leave it, the African culture, in some way or another, has these limits that it has given to women. Do you think that we should, in some way or another, try to, reduce the influence of the African culture on the, growth and development of women in Nigeria?
Yes. The harsh ones. Yes. There are some of our African cultures that are not favorable to women. So those areas, when you just look at it, you know that it's basically made for humiliation of women, that there's no gain doing it apart from humiliation. Those areas, we just have to stop it, put a stop to it.
Okay, so can you list those ones that you think limit women or, put women in disrepute?
All right, like in Africa, let me use the Igbo culture, for example. When somebody's husband dies, the woman is not allowed to have her own say. Automatically, the husband people will come. We have this culture that says your husband's brother has right to inherit everything, including you as a woman. We call it inkuchiwani, that he has right to come and remarry you. And most of the time, this remarrying is not because they are in love with you, it's basically because they want to inherit your the person's husband's property. Then we have this culture that, unlike the men, when their wives dies, they have say. Nobody humiliates them. Nobody does anything to them. But here, if a man dies, most of the time they will say the woman is responsible, that she has killed her husband. But no man will be alleged, no man will be accused of killing her wife, even when there is obvious reason that this man wasn't doing a good, wasn't really treating the woman well. They'll still do that. Some of these cultures of using masquerade to harass, women at times, like Obaro, where they use masquerade to ostracize a woman. And with that, she was so even when I wanted to reunite her, she was so scared that she can't do that. I had to go to the Igwe, and all of them, they helped me, and they used the masquerade to still usher her back in. You get, some of these things are things that we have to really look back and know that it's wrong. And the culture of that you are a woman, you're not supposed to have say in some things, like when a woman and a man is husband and wife, when they're having problem, our culture will always tell you that you don't tell a man that he is wrong in front of a wife, that you don't do that, that whether good or bad, even if the woman was beaten to stupor, not being fed by the husband, the man is committing atrocities. When they come out before the Omona, the kingsmen, that the woman should just kneel down and apologize to the husband, whether he has done good or not. So some of these things, we really need to go back to the drawing board and know that it's not really helping us. Then let me come to the culture of when you don't have a male child, no matter how many children you have as girls, even when they're doctors, their professions that are established, they will not recognize them. What they will tell you, they're all girls, so they should know that they don't have a say in this.
Right. Hello.
But
Okay.
are you a human being? Hello?
Yes, go on.
To lay claims on the to lay claims on the properties of the man, the dead man, the deceased, while the wife is around, alive, with her children. You know, these are things, inheritance. They should go back and look into it. After all, it's not a secret.
Right.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, but your network is kind of breaking, but go ahead. We can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go on.
Can you hear me? Yes. It's not a hidden fact that we are the people always taking care of our aged parents.
Wow. Okay, some interesting discussions there from Obinabo, the Commissioner for Women and Gender Affairs, Anambra State.
Yes. So why would we be doing all these things, taking care of our parents, paying the bills, even taking care of our brothers, and at the end of the day, maybe somebody somewhere
Okay. The Commissioner for
Women Affairs, yes,
and Gender Affairs.
Yes, that never thought it wise to put smile on the faces of his parents. Will come up from nowhere and tell you, will you get out? You are a woman, you don't talk while women are talking. This is somebody that didn't do anything. All his life, he has never done anything good before the parents. He has never even talked to them nicely. But because he's a man, at the end of the day, he's coming out to make claims to everything. We'll think about it.
All right. Are you still there, ma'am? Okay.
Sorry?
I was just going to ask if you were still there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, I mean, you've reeled out some of these limitations, and it does feel like the women are endangered species, you know, given what you have reeled out. Again, what do you think are the role of men in helping women advance in their career? Because again, if all this culture and tradition you have enlisted, you know, are practiced on the African continent, it almost seems as if it's impossible for a woman to achieve her stated goal, even as a woman who wants to be a career lady. I mean, if you want to be a career lady, there's this limitation that comes with it. If you want to be, you know, someone who is a proper housewife, there's also a limitation to it. You know, there's this limitation across board that comes with it. But again, as someone who is in that space of advocacy, how do you think men can assist with some of these issues?
Okay. It will start right from upbringing of your children. Okay? You don't have to give your son as a child preferential treatment that you are not giving to your girl child. See them as gifts from God to your family. Always don't bring up your boy child as he who must be obeyed. Whatever he wants, he gets, because it starts from the beginning. It starts from parents. When your girl child and your boy child will have little problems, siblings do have, children do have, you will come out and start, you know, telling the girl, don't you know you're a man, a girl, when he's talking, you don't talk, even when she is older than the boy child. You train your boy child in such a way that he make him irresponsible. When he grows up, he can't give out what he doesn't have. He fights with the sibling, the sister. It's your duty to tell him that a responsible man cannot beat a woman. It's your duty. So parents should really come out. And for ladies, yes, you can be a mother, a wife, and still have a good career. Just make sure that in the process of bringing up your children when they're still small, that whatever career you are having, you must have to give attention to them. So give attention to them. It's very important. Then be focused. Don't believe because some mothers will come out and say, hey, through you, your husband is going to invite me for Mugo. I'll come to your house, your husband. You'll be a wife to governor. You'll be a wife to minister. You'll be a wife. That's her own wish. That's her own prayer for her daughter. So why can't you say, my girl, you can be a minister. You can be a governor. You can be a president. Talk that word, talk that future into her so that she will know that her self-esteem will come up. As you're training your boy child, train your girl child too. And for the girls, the women, we should know that, yes, you have a husband and you are a helper to your husband. So don't have this belief that woman's education should end in the kitchen. No, it's very, very wrong. It shouldn't end in the kitchen. You can still, maybe even your destiny is higher, bigger, brighter than that of your husband. And when it is like that, the man should be able to, come out and support the wife. So both of them should be supporting each other. So that at the end of the day, whoever is bringing bigger, support to the family, that's it. The other person should be supported. All right? That you are somebody's wife doesn't make you 100% dependent on the man for resources to help your family. You can still be somebody's wife and still be financially, free. That's what I'm saying. Men should support us. And when you are when you have children, make sure while you are still alive, as you're bringing out something for your boys, tell your daughter and let your children know that this one is for my girl child, this one is for my girl. Okay? That's what they are supposed to do. It's very important. So you don't just keep quiet. After all, she's married to another family. And so what? She's married to another family. But remember, at the end of the day, she's going to be there for you to take care of you when you get old. Okay? Even if she's not, just what I mean is that we should give them that financial freedom. As you're supporting your boys, support your girls too, so that they will go home, they will be in their husband's place, they will be supporting, they will be financially making something reasonable.
Well, the theme for this year's International Women's Day is accelerate action for women and girls, equity, rights, equality, and empowerment. How much of equality do you think can happen between a man and a woman?
Yes. Education, they should have that equal rights to go to school. Okay? The training this person is getting, the other person can get it. Who says a woman cannot be an engineer, mechanic? Who says a woman cannot study some of these courses? They feel it's meant basically for men. No. So, and I think also women are coming out to do those things the right way. So this equality can happen when we have that confidence in ourselves. When we stop seeing ourselves as that's weaker gender, so to say. Okay? And we need reorientation in every aspect of life. we can really do some of these things. Though I'm not saying that as you are doing it, that you shouldn't respect your husband. You respect your husband will respect you. Okay? There should be respect on the table of marriage. So it can happen, but it can only happen through reorientation. And that's exactly the path Anambra State government under Professor Charles Kuma Saludo is taking. We've already started doing it because the governor instructed us that we should start reorientation like this year's International Women's Day. It's not just women affair. We are going to be with men, the traditional rulers, as the custodian of tradition. We're going to be with the PGs. We're going to be with youth, both girls and boys. So we want to go back to the drawing board and discuss. Let's know how we can achieve this. And at the end of the day, we are not stopping. We will just continue aggressive reorientation so that this thing, over time, they made people to believe that men should be this, women should be the other side, very low. But with this reorientation we're talking about, we are going to let the society know that it shouldn't be like that, that women should be given that equal right. And the fourth-tier government, the offices of the traditional rulers, like I said, the PGs and all that, the community, are going to come out and understand what we're saying and start doing it. And we will ask for amendment or dropping of some of these cultures that are so harsh on women.
Right. I mean, the other leg of this International Day for Women, the theme is empowerment.
Yes.
So many persons also think that sometimes these women, all they mostly do these days is to wait for the man to act or to gift them. How do you think that women can empower themselves in order to face the challenges of the 21st century?
Just like what I said at the beginning, when you feel you don't have self-esteem, you are just there for a man to be giving you. You are the one, depriving yourself, bringing yourself down. So you don't wait for a man to just be giving you gifts. He gave me this, I want him to give me that. What if you give him? Is it wrong? What if you strive to be financially free? Is it wrong? It's not wrong. So women should first of all have belief in themselves that they can do something. Because even when a man gives you something and you don't have this belief that there's something you can be creative, you can really be focused, you can really pursue your career, that money will be wasted. It will be a waste because you don't have something upstairs. It's only when you have something upstairs that they give you little money. You can use that little money and know what you want to do with it, and by the grace of God, you will achieve.
Right. I know that a whole lot of women are into agriculture and really petty businesses in Anambra State. How is your government assisting them to scale up in achieving their goals?
Okay, it's not a secret any longer that the First Lady of Anambra State, Chief Dr. Mrs. Nonya Saludo, is into agriculture. She's a farmer. And she is out since the day they took over administration of Anambra State. She's been teaching in the Anambra on how important it is for us to go back to farming. And she's been empowering women. Even last week, she did some empowerment in agricultural side, both improve seedlings and all that, money, equipment for farming and all that. A whole lot of empowerment has been going on in Anambra State. So they are being empowered. Unless you don't want to go into agriculture. I will cite an example with myself. Before this administration came on board, No, I know. I grew up in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Then we were small. We were going to farm with my parents. But when I got married, when I grew up, I got married at the age of 16. I said it before. Now, so it's not a secret. I never considered doing farming. I never even thought of it again for these years until I encountered our First Lady. And she started telling us reason we should insist on, if not for any other thing, for the ones you will eat in your family. Farm it by yourself. So with that, I had to go into farming. And with the little support that are giving us, my harvest last year was fantastic. My harvest last year was fantastic. So like the corn, I know it. I sold it for more than 800, just close to 800,000. I was like, so I didn't have a calling in farming. I farmed yam, melon, and a whole lot of things. So this year I've already started doing that because the person you're talking about, the First Lady, she is a farmer, not minding her status. You know, she is financially buoyant, that woman you are seeing, but she still farms. She's still seriously into it, and you know, sensitizing us, you know, telling us why we should join her. And if you're ready, she can give you anything you want. Just tell her, mommy, I want to join and start farming.
Honorable Chief Ife Obinabo, the Honorable Commissioner for Women and Gender Affairs in Anambra State. Many thanks for your time and your insight. We truly appreciate it, madam. She's been speaking with me on the international.
See Nature TV. News in your pocket.